Welcome to the second episode of Series 50.
Woo.
Our first episode had some fantastic discussion mixed in there with our shenanigans.
Yeah.
Listening back to it, I'm surprised at how much actual content there was.
It's very coherent, surprisingly.
It is. And I think that we had a lot of good advice and a lot of good talking points. So
yeah, absolutely.
Between Dylan rolling his eyes at us.
Yep.
But definitely toward the end of the episode, things started to get kind of weird. Mm-hmm. This episode, it just keeps going. We rev that engine to 11 and we don't put the brakes on at all. No. And other car puns. Before we get to that, though, our usual announcements and maybe some inane chatter mixed in. I typed that in there, but we're both really tired, so probably not actually.
Yes, it's fine. If you're not tired by now, first up, you have one more day to submit questions for a Q&A episode. If you are listening to this on release day, we will be sitting down tomorrow afternoon on Tuesday, May 10th, to record our answers to your queries. Theoretically, we're only going to record half of it, so you might have an extra week. We'll find out.
We'll see.
We'll see
how far we get. We'll see how much goofing off we do.
There are so many questions. Don't worry about it.
I will say, I'll tell you that later. That's fine. This doesn't need to be recorded.
There you go. If you have anything you want to ask us, anything at all, please submit your questions at questions.charactercreationcast.com.
Next week, Monday, May 16th, the One Shot Network is hosting Miracle Monday, which is a superhero-themed charity event to raise money for Trans Lifeline. The event, which is organized by our own Jeff Stormer of All My Fantasy Children and Party of One, will be streaming all day on the One Shot Twitch channel. There's going to be tons of great content, including an actual play recording of us, along with Jeff and John from System Mastery, playing a holiday-themed Super Sentai game using the characters that we created in Series 49.
Yeah.
Kind of. Except we remade them in Sentinels, so technically it doesn't count as playing our characters.
Exactly.
But you can check that out on Monday, May 16th at twitch.tv/OneShotRPG. I don't know exactly what time our thing is going to be on, but it doesn't really matter because you should just watch the whole thing anyway.
Just watch all day and throw money at it.
Put it on in the background. Yeah.
Absolutely. If you are looking for other ways to spend your hard-earned money, we recently released some more bonus content on the One Shot Patreon feed. If you want to hear us attempt to build a base in the 1986 Marvel superhero game, or if you want to hear Amelia be as frustrated as she's probably ever been during a recording, you can check that out by becoming a patron at the $5 and up level at patreon.com/oneshotpodcast.
As usual, we are still in need of reviews. We haven't had any for a bit. And so we hope that you would consider leaving one. Even 5-star ratings are really helpful, but we would love to read your review on the show. You can leave reviews on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, or on our Facebook page. If you want other ways to connect with us, you can find us all over the internet. We're on Instagram at CreationCast, on TikTok at Character CreationCast, because Ryan made that one and didn't follow the naming scheme. On Twitter at CreationCast, or you can join our Discord and talk to us directly at discord.charactercreationcast.com.
Absolutely. That's it for announcements. Join us after the episode for our calls to action. But for now, enjoy whatever this show is.
Yeah.
Last time on Character Creation Cast, Aram was creating a Loxodon bard. Dylan was creating an orc cleric. Amelia was creating a digigod sorcerer. And I was creating a perfectly normal vroom vroom rogue. Don't worry about it. We're picking up right where we left off last time. Enjoy.
Are we rolling for our stats?
That's a very good question.
I feel like we probably should.
Or are we doing point by? Yeah. Which one are we doing?
Which one involves less math?
Well,
rolling
was always a bit more math, but it's more
No, rolling involves less math because you just have to add up.
Rolling involves
you don't have
math.
to figure out the point by.
But what version of rolling are you doing? Are we doing 4d6 drop the lowest?
Standard, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's standard, right?
So there's a little bit of math involved.
No, there's just not counting those ones.
Are we going to roll real dice?
I say we can roll real dice.
All right.
Or we can, you can pick from the array if you really want to.
That's so dumb.
Sorry. If I get a chance to roll my clicky clacks, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we paid money for these things. Stupid money.
I put them in a beautiful vase.
All right. I'll use my Mishra dice.
There's a die.
All right. Yeah, I still don't know what I'm going to be, though. I mean, I've rolled archetype. Okay, sure. But like, is there a super spy rogue supplement? Probably.
So I had a hard copy of a book called Spy Game, which was a spy-based 5e book. It was actually really awesome because it treated gear as magical items, which I thought was really smart. But I did give it to my brother for Christmas. So
I'll be.
Call him up. All right, I'm rolling.
Not a good roll. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me get to my there we go. 5, 3, 13.
All right, so what do we have?
5, 11.
5.
There we go.
Gross.
16.
Well, that's marginally better than a standard array.
Mine's shaping up to be marginally worse than a standard array.
Oh no!
You want to try numbers? I can give you an 11.
7. I've got a 5 and a 7 so far in the mix. My highest number is 13.
Dylan's got a whole week of tuna fish sandwiches at lunch, and he's trying to trade them out.
You know what? It's fine. I've got 2 7s, a 5, a 10, an 11, and a 13.
Yeah, well, one of your class features is be a car, so like...
Exactly. You know what? I'm not going to be playing this character, but I'm there. It's fine.
Okay, I'm putting a 15 in strength just because he's an elephant, so he's stupid strong for no reason.
I wanted to be like a hyper competent spy car, but maybe I'll be the bumbling spy car.
Yeah, you could be like, you always blow a tire or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your windshield wipers squeak. So whenever you're trying to sneak.
Okay, so we're doing attributes. We just rolled, and now we have to assign our roles to our various attributes.
Yeah.
Dexterity is probably going to be the thing I need the most, right?
Makes sense. Tight turns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Handling, really, it should be called.
But 11 in charisma, so that's my second highest.
Yeah.
Oh, this
11,
this
15, 9, 9, 9, 11.
Still better than what I got.
13, 11, 14, 10, 11, 17.
Yeah, I did really well. I got 15, 11, 16, 13, 15, 16. I rolled incredibly well, but I am using
that trunk.
I'm using my little pony dice, which are magical, and therefore, always give me really good rolls.
I don't think I have any. I've got like some pretty like elven dice and stuff, but like not enough to use that many dice. I have these bone dice. I like these bone ones.
Nice. All my cool dice were given to me by awesome people.
Most of them are just plain.
That's nice. All right. That works.
So I've got a 7 strength, a 13 dex, a 7 constitution, a 10 intelligence, a 5 wisdom, and an 11 charisma.
Wow.
It's gross.
That is awful. I would, as DM, I would tell you to re-roll. To be honest, my rolls are crazy good. With all my bonuses added in, I have a 15 strength, an 11 dex, an 18 constitution, a 13 intelligence, a 16 wisdom, and a 17 charisma.
Oh, that's right. We have to add stuff to it, right? Okay,
add your bonuses in.
I gotta find where's our base players guides?
And those might go up again when you add your feats in.
So the Vroom traits, special, recommended for campaigns that start at 5th level or higher. So for this recording, we're not doing level 1 characters because that's boring. We'll do level 4? I think we decided on.
Do you need 5 to make your Vroom?
I don't think I need 5 to make the Vroom.
I hate this sentence so much.
I like it a lot.
I have to increase my strength by 2, and then forego the first ability score increase. What?
Oh, it makes you extra math. Gotcha.
Your strength score increases by 2.
Right.
Then you must forego the first ability score increase you gain from advancing in level.
Okay.
So I don't even get that extra +1 to anything right off the bat.
Nor do you get the feat, it would sound like.
Or you can just multi-class and take 3 levels in all the classes and never have to worry about it.
It's fine.
I have too many books open.
Yeah.
All right. So increase my strength to 9.
There you go.
Might as well.
Yeah. You are a sleek looking car. There's like 80 horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so I think that's it. I don't get ability scores at my first level. That gives me ability scores.
Okay.
Is what I'm seeing.
That is weird.
Is that because I've got headlights and fuel?
Maybe because you have extra stuff. Well, back in 3.5, they would give you templates, right? So if you wanted to play a vampire who was also a fighter, the vampire was a +8 level adjustment. So you can't play a vampire until everyone else in the party is 8th level, and then you're first level vampire. So they might be introducing some elements like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It looks like I've got built-in armor and stuff though too. So
sure, which would explain why. But then again, the Artificer is a very powerful class where you're basically by level 3 you've got power armor. So
okay, yeah, I've got a lot of different things, a lot of different moving parts on this Vroom.
You are a car. Build. That does make sense. Yes.
I said spoilers before, and I technically meaned it. Weapon integration.
Well, we should really change gears on this conversation.
I know. Okay, so we've got our abilities, we've got our races, and most of us have our classes. Did you figure out what you were doing for your class, Amelia?
Well, I want to use a sorcerer subclass. I think so. I think obviously then I have to.
Sorcerers are fun.
Use the sorcerer.
2 big guns and then things they can do all the time. It's the easiest thing to remember. I love it.
I'm trying to see if there's something else that I can
I am a bad DM. Swing at us.
You're a person, I guess.
This could be really interesting.
It's the nicest thing you said all week, Dylan.
Oh, so this has a whole other.
In the Tasha's Crucible of Everything Else, there's an Artificer subclass called the Ephegist. They use a combination of arcane and eldritch arts to manipulate the bodies of other creatures by way of dolls and figurines. My first thought is bobbleheads on the dash.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
I love that.
I absolutely adore that. That's amazing.
But that's not a good spy car. Although
I don't know.
My spy car is not the most wise.
Maybe you're the kind of spy car with a lot of contacts and a lot of you lean heavily on the information ring you've generated. Maybe. Who knows? And they're all represented with bobbleheads on your dash.
Like a spellcasting spy car. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Plus the bobbleheads cost Dylan pain. So we should really push that hard.
I can have bobbleheads regardless.
Yeah, that's true. I could have them. We could all have them.
Everybody, my whole party has their own little bobblehead.
I believe I'm going to play heavily into my background. He's going to be a smuggler. So he's this saxophone player, right? Goes from place to place on lots of ships. He's got this whole kind of B-list celebrity musician thing going on where he hits the local inns and has a whole tour. But he's really a smuggler. moving lots of goods here and there. A lot of magical contraband, I believe, is what he would work in. Magical contraband. So he's got like a bag of holding, right? And he uses it. And it's like, but it's like a very simple bag. He has it sewn under his jacket, and he uses that to just smuggle in as many goods as he possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always looking to sell you like a little magical trinket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very good.
I like this guy. I like Johnny Sachs. Obviously, it's his stage name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be a temple raider type rogue. That's kind of like a spy infiltrator type.
I would love to know a temple raider who brings back fantastic magical items.
Yeah.
You need a fence.
The funny thing is their spellcasting ability is wisdom based.
Sure.
And my wisdom is 5.
That's a great start.
Listen, that just limits how many spells you can prepare. You just need one.
Right.
Just one good one.
Right. 100% true.
I've got a spell with a 8 DC.
I would like to see how I do the hand movements,
flapping the doors
for these spells, but it's fine. Maybe it's the bobbleheads shaking a certain pattern.
The headlights flash. It's all like Morse code.
Oh gosh.
It's just the windshield wipers making little patterns.
Amazing.
Yep. Or you have those little people have those little LED bars in the back of their cars so they can send messages. It'll just say the spell. No. It'll just go off.
It's just a little ticker tape.
Right. It like comes out like a smoke screen, right?
Oh Lord.
If you have to deliver, if it's a spell like fog cloud, you don't cast it. You just drift around an area and just leave it. Yeah, I like this character.
Oh Lord,
Dylan. Next time we record Kill Every Monster, I'm going to be a car.
No,
I want to be a 1960s Beetle, please.
It's like Army of Darkness, where the car gets taken along with Ash, but then like the car is actually sentient as well.
Yeah, this could be like Overdrive. This could be like the movie Overdrive. They were monsters. We can, Dylan. We're looking for other systems to play for season 4. Hear me out. We do Overdrive and we use Car Wars rules. I mean, Car War. I'm too old. Car Wars is a fun system that existed from Steve Jackson Games. It is
I heard about it on System Mastery.
That was enough to make you heard about it on System Mastery. It was like enough of a sentence.
We use
I know what you're talking about.
We use
I heard you the first time.
We use Car.
I feel like none of this is like going to get like it's not. I'm not finding what I want here.
I got a good one.
No, you don't.
I like that one. Got a good sigh out of that one. I collect them like treasures.
Amazing.
Okay, I think maybe I need to change the race that I'm playing. I think that's part of my problem because it's just not
coming together.
These things don't match up.
Follow your joy.
Well, I just don't know how I can do blood magic as like a digital.
Can't do blood magic without blood.
No,
it is important.
So
wait. What if you were one of those Theranos machines? And that's how you got all the blood.
No, because that only needed one drop.
That's true.
Everybody knows that.
And they don't work. So yeah.
Well, I mean, you could always like have digital blood.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this
could be like a mimic.
Involves like
I'm thinking like I need some blood. You just like get a little bit of blood and then it's just like pixelated drops that come out.
Right. It's just like a little health bar appears.
You have like a literal digital inventory and you just like slot it into one of your little digital slots. Yeah. And it's just like a little blood drop.
All right.
That'd be cool.
It's fine with a little number for how much you have.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's logical. I support it.
Because I can't do this one because it doesn't make sense either. Why am I trying to make it make sense? I guess
it doesn't. It does not even.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one might be good. Imperium Investigations.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what that is. I'm just looking at supplements right now that'll fit my spy rogue type, and this one looks like it's.
Oh yeah, sorry, that one. Otherwise, yeah, I think that would be like the best one for you, probably.
A bard. There's a cleric, paladin, ranger,
because I was
master
going to
machinist.
suggest this one I have over here, but I don't have a digital copy of it for you.
School of Dramaturgy, master machinist. What does this one do? Using alchemy and magic to craft a mystic machine to measure the endless passage of time. Okay. What is this telling me? No, this one's not speaking. That's in Ranger archetype too. Bardic typed College of Consultation. Although being a bard car would be amazing.
A bard car.
Yeah.
Being able to just throw the doors open because the radio one?
Yeah, no, I could just use my custom horn to play my.
I hate it.
Play La Cucaracha and a fireball comes out.
Why is that the one you picked?
Because when I hear custom horn, the only thing I can think of is La Cucaracha being obnoxiously played over a loud car horn. All right, so not that one. We're narrowing it down though.
Okay. So I'm going to be this digigod sorcerer. I get to increase my intelligence and my charisma by 1. Anything else cool? Says technically I'm lawful good. We'll see about that. I hate alignment.
It's not good. For what it's worth, they've scrapped it out of the Monsters of the Multiverse book for all of the playable stuff. They leave it in for anything in the monster section, which I'm not that annoyed about, quite frankly, because it's.
I don't feel like, because they're not players having to make a decision and then having alignment be involved in that bugs me. But monsters just knowing at a base, how do they behave?
At a base, this is a slash
do
and
they
murder.
Have social rules?
Versus this is a wizard who is not evil.
It's fine for me until they think. And it's what's the difference? What's the difference between a bunch of dragons and a bunch of people? Why are a bunch of dragons a certain way?
Because in general, the DM is more likely to ignore the rules when they're inconvenient.
That's
so
fair.
if I look at a red dragon, I'm like, this red dragon is going to behave lawful evil instead of chaotic. I can just...
Right.
Okay. I think I got it. In the Nightfell core book supplement, there is a rogue archetype called Night Agent.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the wanderer who walks the streets of the night under the constant gaze of the lunar goddess, pledges a tactic bond with her, and from the pale force of can't even read this word.
Doesn't matter because we're not following the lore.
Yeah.
So you are a night agent, right? You are a card night agent. You are in a way a night rider.
Night rider. I am a night rider. Yes.
Okay. Since I have the Monsters of the Multiverse in front of me, I flipped to a random page and there's a thing called the Babao, which is basically a hybrid demon devil thing. It's it's not great, honestly, mostly. But there's a sidebar from...
I told him throw it back. Babao.
There's a sidebar from Mordenkainen.
Even better.
I'm unimpressed by most children. They're a blend of their ancestors, but often more disappointing. You'd think 2 of the most beautiful, bloodthirsty beings of the lower planes would create a creature of greater potential. Instead, the ghastly Babao fails to match the fiendish splendor of its parents. I like a monster where the sidebar is, f this thing. Also, Mordenkainen is apparently
not a nice guy. Yeah, what a jerk. Lots of kids don't live up to their parents' potential, jerk. Man.
All right, so now that I'm locked in on a rogue, now I get to go to the rogue in the actual player's handbook.
A rogue car.
A rogue car.
A rar.
That's what my engine sounds like when I rev.
You are a...
This is hard. I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah.
Thought this would be easy, but
Nothing about D&D is ever easy.
No,
Well,
so it's rogue, and level 4. I very much dislike on the Dungeons and Dragons character sheet that class and level are in the same field.
It's not great. Yeah.
No.
Despite the fact that no one actually uses their backgrounds, I do like backgrounds. Like,
No, they're a very
I
good
wish they
idea.
give you like a flavor to work off of.
No, I actually do like this stuff in the Baker background because it gives you 2 features. One is a specialty, specifically just a thing that whenever you make it, it always turns out fine, which is great. Entirely fluff, completely
nice.
irrelevant, but also the sort of thing that's going to come up in the game, you know.
yeah.
Right, because now that I have it.
And when they give you that like standard, you can find food and lodging, it also specifically calls out every day that you stay because you're using your Baker background. They're going to need you for like 3 hours real early in the morning to get the shop up and running. And then you can stay in town. If you need to get information out of them, you know, they're going to be way more likely to talk to you. If you walk into a bakery or you talk to cooks, you're talking to your people, but also you're not staying for free.
Yeah. If you get need for 3 hours, they're going to tell you whatever you want to know. Yeah.
Like you are
As long
now,
as they can do it while you're working.
you are now forced to interact with the town. And I like that so much better than the idea of, is there a church here? Okay, I have a bed.
Totally agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a name now for my character.
Nice.
It's the acronym NAT, N-A-T-T, for Night Agent 2000.
Yes. Yes. 100%. Especially because it's like the 1300s. What a fantastic, what a great name. I love it.
I love this horrible character so much.
Ugh.
Johnny Sachs is going to try to get into this low slung Camaro.
I have to get my my bonuses for each of my stats put together as well. I forget where that table is. Can you tell I play D&D a lot?
I play D&D a lot. I played D&D for 40 years, and Dylan will tell you that I do all these mistakes every single time we play, if not more.
So -1.
I've had to voice over things in the podcast just to make me sound competent enough that the podcast would work.
13's only a +1. Oh, I feel ripped off.
Oh, I'm going to have to do that too. I'm still trying to.
Would you like some of
7?
my points? I feel like I have too many points.
Yeah.
7 is a -2. Gross.
You want to trade a number with me?
No, it's fine.
You sure? I'll give you a number.
Minus
should not be this
3 for
wise.
wisdom. No, it's fine.
I'm so wise.
I want to be like the most incompetent, like high-tech spy car.
All right, because I am like the most competent elephant smuggler you've ever met in your entire life.
I don't know where we put all of this stuff. Like,
I should have invited all of you. Oh no, I couldn't. It wouldn't matter with your car character. There's no way that's in D&D Beyond. You can add it. You can custom add it. Like I can sit there and like punch in the car. You know.
Oh, the vroom vroom.
The vroom. Yeah.
Yep.
I love that. Everything should just be like that now. It's like if you make like a really strong martial character, it's just like it's the smash boom.
yes.
It's the smash boom. Yep. All right. No, that's the ranger. Okay, here's the rogue. So now, dexterity should be your highest. Intelligence should be your next highest. Okay, so check and kind of check.
Nice.
I mean, they're both +0, so what's
Sure.
the difference, right?
Right.
My charisma is 11. So I'm this close. Once I can get another ability modifier.
You are effectively just playing a car.
Yeah. That's gonna
Dylan was
schmooze-
right.
That's gonna schmooze people at parties. What do you want?
You're just a beige Camry rolling down the road.
Excuse me, I'm an Aston Martin lookalike.
Yeah.
And I look
Is your charisma high
gorgeous.
enough for that?
There is you point me to the Aston Martin that's ugly enough to have an 11 and I'm with you.
It's not an Aston Martin. It's like the off-brand.
Right. It's the knockoff version.
It's the Raston Markin.
Right.
It's fine.
Raston Markin.
Raston Markin.
There's absolutely a knockoff Aston Martin somewhere.
And then I get 8 hit points at first level plus 1d8 Oh, plus my constitution modifier of -2.
It's minimum 1.
Fake Aston Martin called the Zagato, and boy, does it look like a fake Aston Martin.
Am I a Zagato that thinks it's an Aston Martin?
You are a Zagato.
Mr. Zagato that thinks it's an Aston Martin.
That's the best.
I am.
Oh, Lord.
My cleric is named Url. Url.
Oh, no.
It's Urul. It's an old orcish name. People frequently call him Earl. It pisses him off.
Sure.
No, it's just...
What doesn't make him angry, Dylan?
Most things. Very pleasant person.
Okay. So
All right.
It's not really based on you.
So since we're doing levels here, are we rolling for hit points as well?
Oh, good question. I mean, if we're going to roll, might as well roll for everything, I guess. As a bard, was it a D8 for a bard? Yeah.
And then it's a D8 plus 3D8.
I'm getting all my metal dice for this one.
This is, after all, such a weighty decision.
Yep. So what? I add 3D8 -6 or something. Ridiculous.
Jesus.
Okay, hold on.
Just die.
Don't worry.
You're the only player that you literally
The dice know about this character, and they're trying to make it fragile.
Level 2 is +0, which is minimum 1, right?
I've never seen a character that starts in a coma.
So I bet.
Okay, I feel like I'm so far behind because I'm trying to like write this stuff down.
Take
I know.
your
It's all
time.
good.
Where are the hit points? So I start with
6.
6.
I've only made D&D characters
3,
like 4 other times in my life.
Right.
4, 6. 6, 3, 4, 6.
7 plus 3, so I'm up to 10.
You get full hit points at first level.
Yeah.
8, 3, 4, 6.
With the constitution modifier, right?
Yep. 8 plus
Good
3
Lord.
is 11.
Plus
Plus
another
4
one.
is 15. Plus 6 is 21.
Good work.
I have 11 hit points.
Plus 4 times your
at
con.
4th level.
Nice.
11 hit points.
Very good. That's great. I've got 21 plus 4 times 3 is 12. I've got 33 hit points compared to your 11. I have 3 times your hit points.
29.
I'm fragile. Okay, but here's the thing. I can have my armor integrated with my car, and it would have no disadvantage on dexterity stealth checks.
Okay,
That's
and what's
great
your
when you get hit
dexterity
once.
bonus again?
Yeah.
+1.
Better make
Yep.
sure you got
I'm the
proficiency
best.
in stealth.
I'm the best rogue.
Yeah. Yeah. You're the best.
Really,
rogue.
really relying on
It's fine.
expertise there, huh?
Yeah.
Did you get a big speed bonus?
It's 40.
I have speed of 40.
That doesn't sound like enough, frankly.
Yeah, I agree. 0 to 40 in 1 round.
Yeah, that's like that's slightly faster than me. That's like a slow horse. It's like a mule.
Okay, so 40 feet in 6 seconds
right.
with doing actions. I'm sure there's some math involved there to figure out how many miles per hour that is.
Yes.
It's a little over 7 feet a second times 60 is 420 feet per minute times 60 again. So that's about 4.7 miles an hour.
That's stupid. That's way too slow. That is
way
not
too
a
slow.
car.
That's not a car.
I can run that. If I can run that, that is not a
Can you
car.
run?
Maybe that's just
I can
in combat,
run 5
right?
miles an hour. It's not hard. I could fall down a hill at 5 miles an hour.
I do have the
Yours didn't-
trampler.
Didn't yours list speed, Ryan?
It is 40 feet is the speed, that's the
Oh,
basic walking speed.
What mine is too. So
And
it's
that's
30
good.
feet.
Is base walking speed. You're like 30% faster than a normal human.
That is not what a car can do, Dylan.
Like, yes,
I
but
know.
also cars can't cast spells.
Okay, this is also fair. Well, that we
Okay.
know of.
Right. So I get the armor integration, so I can have like probably heavy armor or whatever, and it doesn't interfere with my dex stealth checks.
Yes.
I am vulnerable to fire damage and lightning damage because I have combustion. Okay. I've got fuel, which means I must eat plant material and alcohol to burn for energy. And you require 5 times the normal amount of food each day. You cannot become intoxicated from alcohol. Headlights, You have the equivalent of 2 bullseye lanterns integrated into and positioned on the front of your body.
Neat.
These lights can be illuminated or doused as your free action. With an object during your turn, they require no fuel. Large gear. You can't use equipment sized for smaller creatures. Well, duh.
Sure.
Non-magical equipment.
You have to wear barding.
Yeah, non-magical equipment sized for you cost twice as much. Okay, so that makes sense. This part's cool. I could have a passenger compartment on your back and hold up to 1 medium creature or 2 small ones. So I've got like next to my internal organs, a compartment somebody could get into.
Gross, but cool.
Right. It's like if the cars,
sure,
the automobiles from Cars, could hold a person inside.
Cars.
Yeah, that just sounds gross. You know, I've got eyes for my windshield sort of thing, but I don't think I don't get it because the concept art for these has windows and passenger seats.
Sure. Which is what it should have.
It should
is that
have
the alternate car version? Is that the awakened car version?
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. The other one has tinted windows, so you can't see inside. But it's the Vroom Vroom female illustration. So it's got the more like sexy eyes for the
Sure, of course.
Yeah. Or as Eleanor informed me today, you can tell it's not a girl because it doesn't have eyelashes. And Nate goes, "Wait, do I have eyelashes?"
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
You can't gain proficiency with shields. Unarmed strikes deal 2d4 bludgeoning damage.
You are crashing into people. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
You have to be moving 5 feet to make the attack, though.
Sure.
For slam.
Yeah, you need a run up. Yeah.
You get the charger feat for free.
Sure.
So it's called Streets Ahead. You have the charger feat.
That's probably why you are limited at the first, because you get a free feat. Yeah.
Yep. Terrible Climber. Due to your build, each foot you climb costs 9 extra feet of movement.
Yeah. Good luck with a rope.
Trampler. So if you move, so you qualify for the damage bonus from your charger feat and hit with your unarmored attack, you can force your target to attempt a strength saving throw.
Or be thrown over your hood.
If the target fails, you can knock it prone as part of your
run
dealing
over them.
damage.
You trample them,
basically.
Right. Gotcha. That's fun.
Yeah, and I've got Vroom Resilience, where I have proficiency bonus to saving throws against being poisoned. And I can integrate non-magical weapons with my body.
Neat.
Oh, and you could take dash action as a bonus action. That's where your bonus speed comes into play.
That does make sense.
Yeah, now we're up to like 10 miles an hour.
I know. Now I can go slightly faster.
Now you can basically take your foot off the brake.
It's bicycle speed.
As a Loxodon, as an elephant person, I have a powerful build. I have Loxodon Serenity. So I could like drag as one size category larger and lift as one size category larger.
Oh.
I have Loxodon Serenity. I have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. I guess unless it's a mouse. Then, you know. Natural armor. My trunk can do some fun things like hold weapons and stuff and hold a shield. And it also gives me advantage on wisdom, perception, survival, and intelligence rolls that involve smell because my trunk is so sensitive.
I love it.
Yeah. I can also speak elephant.
I like that we both have trunks.
Yeah, I'd like that as well.
It's something we can bind over.
Yeah.
Dylan, do you want to quit? Or if we just walk away and leave them here?
I might switch from life cleric because I don't want to keep any of these people alive.
Yeah, I would. I picked a digigod.
Nice.
So I have cryptocurrency, which is you have advantage on any perception check
any
to
of you
notice
alive.
you or hey, it's just advantage on perception checks to know whether I'm being pickpocketed. Okay, it's not even like
Sure.
anything
I hate this
cool.
crypto
Just
endorsement.
you have to keep an eye on your digital wallet.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Heritage Fiend. You are humanoid, but you are considered a fiend whenever it is detrimental for you.
Yes.
Living construct. You are humanoid, but your constructed nature gives you the following traits. You are immune to disease and have resistance to poison damage. Also, you can add your proficiency bonus to saving throws against being poisoned. If you have proficiency in such saving throw, your proficiency bonus is doubled against being poisoned. Just really can't poison me.
Yep.
You do not need to eat, drink, or breathe. You need not sleep, and you don't suffer the effects of exhaustion from lack of rest. Magic can't put you to sleep. During a long rest, which you still need, you remain conscious and aware.
Wow.
You can communicate with high-tech machine capable of receiving such communication as if you had telepathy with a range of 100 feet. How the machine responds depends on its capabilities. I have nano miracles, so I know light, mending, message, and thaumaturgy cantrips. And at 7th level, I can cast Wall of Fire.
Wow.
Once per day.
What could your character do again, Dylan?
I have a powerful build, so I have double carry capacity, which was mostly used for carrying flour.
Yeah, I've got that too. What else?
I can dash as a bonus action, but I only have a 30-foot base move speed.
Car's got that. What else?
If I am dropped to 0 hit points, I am instead dropped to 1 hit point.
That's something. That's fun.
And otherwise, I can heal people. I took the Martial Adept feat instead of taking levels in Battle Master because they are the best part of this entire edition.
Agreed.
So I can also trip, which the car can do, and disarm.
Which the car cannot
Can't
do
do.
unless it's
That's a
literally
unique
running
me
over you
ability.
until you have no arms.
Right.
At 10 miles an hour.
Right.
But 3,500 pounds. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
I
gonna
mean, there's
sever an
something to be
arm.
said
Yeah.
for,
I can also bake a hell of a pie, but I specifically got really good at like savory pies, and like I'm working on a lot of the filling stuff, you know. Just why put berries in a pie when you can put chicken in it?
My Loxodon insists on no carbs, no amino acids, no fatty tissue.
Okay, you know those are the 3 like parts of food, basically, right?
Like, this is not my problem. You figure it out, chef.
So you feed yourself.
so-
Got it.
I just stumbled across something very disturbing about my Vroom Vroom.
Uh-oh.
It gets
Their
worse, huh?
age.
Uh-oh.
Vroom Vrooms leave their mother factories as adults. Okay,
Sure.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Those born from other Vroom Vrooms become adults in their late teens.
So they're teenage, like
They
toddler
can
cars?
they can procreate
They can, yeah.
and make toddler cars.
Yeah, they'd be like,
Like
okay,
little-
so
little
baby
baby
cars.
yeah,
Like first
they
little
start
clunk
out-
Hot Wheels,
they
and then they
start
grow
out-
up, and then they're big wheels,
right.
and then they grow up.
They're Hot Wheels and Big Wheels.
And they're cars.
And then they're like
Wow.
the Power Wheels, and then they become go-karts, and then they become cars.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. So regardless of origin, they can live up to 80 years.
Oh,
I've never seen a car
that's a
survive
long,
that fucking
that
long.
is so dumb. Yeah, cars should,
Cars have a lifespan
cars
of
should
like
be the ones 10 years, 20
is pretty
years.
good.
Well, you got to
Yeah.
figure they've got an immune system.
I know.
They've got
They're
like
metal.
I mean, because they
built-in
have organs
rust.
inside, yeah.
They
dude,
rust.
they don't rust when there's not real rust to them.
Cars should last 20 years tops. You can be a car, but you should live for 20 years tops. Come on.
I agree.
Come on.
If somebody hits you with one of those spells that ages you, it should be the end of the game.
Also, like a rust monster should be terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Terrifying.
Oh, gross. Each Vroom Vroom has a face that moves as if flesh when they speak, despite being made of plastic or metal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's
that-
exactly like
That
cars.
makes sense. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Automobiles are not totally foreign to some regions of Arcana, but okay,
Do they
this
have
is
lips
lore
and a
of the book.
tongue?
Yeah, apparently.
Why would you even ask that?
Well, because if they
But
can have
it's
sex,
plastic metal, right?
because they can have sex, like, can they kiss? And like,
I'm sure. Okay, cars should not do that. Cars should not do that.
you
But
know
yes,
what?
they
I
could
don't
be.
need you to like kink shame this car.
It's true.
You don't know what it's into or what its like social norms are.
Amelia, do you
Yeah.
want to help?
I mean-
did you want to host Kill Every Monster and we can leave these two to character creation
I've
cast?
had a lot of people.
And I would like to propose that the first 2 monsters we kill.
I've had a lot-
Okay, so we've all picked our races,
yes, we have.
and
Yes.
now we need to do classes. And I just
Yes.
like, this is where all the skills and stuff are, right?
And the
Correct.
background.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go with the sorcerer class because I want to use a subclass from another book, but I'm just going to go with like the base sorcerer class and start putting stuff in there. What about you? Oh, Ryan, you found something different, right?
Yeah, so I'm doing rogue with a rogue subclass. The Knight Agent, which starts at 3rd level, right? So I have to start building. I have to pick my 4 skills that I'm proficient in, and my equipment. Yeah. So like if you're looking at a subclass, chances are it's going to be level 3. I think there's one class where the subclasses start at 2.
Wizards starts is that either 1 or 2.
Yeah,
it's their.
I think clerics.
They're studious.
It's their specialization for magic. It's kind of something that actually comes up immediately.
How about if you read a book, said the wizard.
And then the fighter
go outside,
hit him with a club.
Get a friend.
How about you touch grass, said the bard.
I kind of want to take acrobatics and sleight of hand for my character.
Sleight of what?
Sleight of tire. Sleight of hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Instead of calling it sleight of hand,
agility of tread.
It'll be called blind spot. That's what it'll be called on the car.
I love it.
Oh, boy.
Translate.
Because it's the blind spot where no one can see. That way it's easy to steal.
I just said it over here and it goes away.
Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. I'm trying, Dylan.
I'm trying. All right. So as my rogue Vroom, Knight Agent.
Okay.
I chose athletics, perception, persuasion, and stealth.
Nice.
As my 3 proficiencies. And then I'm going to choose expertise in stealth and persuasion.
To explain the persuasion part.
The persuasion part is leaning heavily on the spy movies.
I thought you were going to say the horn.
So, no. Get out of my way.
Right, leaning heavily on spy movies.
Yeah, so James Bond, it's like this is the James Bond equivalent of Cars, but just not as good because they've only seen the spy movies secondhand.
Right.
Basically. So they've seen the spy movies turned into like plays and by bad theater troops and
by me. By me and my friends. Yeah.
So now that's all Nat knows. And now I have to live up to that. But tried to be really good at persuasion.
All right. I like it.
My charisma is 11, so I get +0 from that, but I get +2 from proficiency and +2 more from expertise, I believe.
Being a cool car. Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, it's not just an extra +2. It's
bonuses.
Expertise doubles the proficiency.
Yeah, right.
So when does proficiency go up?
Level 5.
Oh, boo.
Yes.
So it's a +4 to everything you have expertise in, turning to a +6 the next level.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
Playing with a high level rogue is like you don't bother making them roll for skills anymore. Because
right.
The highest level proficiency gets to, I think, is at level 18, I want to say. And your proficiency goes to +6.
Yeah.
At which point you have +12 to all your skills before considering your ability scores.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, just give it to them. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you're using your thieves tools at a +16.
Yeah. My thieves tool, that relies on dex, right?
Correct.
So I get +1 with that already, and I got proficiency in it. So
+5.
That gives me 2. Yeah. Oh boy.
You would be a nightmare to balance a campaign for. Because I have a bunch of back of the envelope math that I can do. Because any character, usually, if you use a standard array, they'll have a +3 in their best stat, +2 at level 1 from proficiency. So I think of +5 is what do I want? That means that if I give a level 1 character a 15 DC in the thing they're supposed to be good at, 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're level 4 and have expertise in this. And you have this
was 11 hit points.
You are a level 1 character.
It is horrible.
Yeah, your guy, man.
You have a +3 to dexterity saves, and you're about to get hit by like a level 3 spell.
Mm-hmm.
What's the average damage on a fireball?
Too much.
5d8, so that's 45 divided by 2 is 22 and a half.
Isn't it 60? Is it
68?
I thought it was 66 or 68. I think that's 6. I can't remember.
86.
86.
I think it's 86. That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so 8d6 on average is 8 plus whatever 8 times 6 is like.
8 times 6 is 48. Scientists.
I'm sorry, I can do calculus. I struggle with mental math these days. So it's 48 plus 8 is 56 divided by 2 is 28 damage on average for a fireball. And if you make your dex save, it'll only be 14.
And I'll still die.
Yep. If you don't, you'll die twice over.
This is why I don't. So
it's like you make the save and you're dropped. You fail the save and you die.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't give Constitution modifiers to the Vroom.
Well, I think they're also not expecting you to have a -5 in anything.
That's fair. Any DM would have told you to reroll these
are
stats.
terrible.
It's true.
Yeah, no one would have made you do this except for the most like cruel DM, like for literal sadists. That's the only reason. And even then, it's not fun because if you really enjoy someone suffering, you want them to be strong before you break them. You don't want them to show up broken.
Yeah.
Where's the joy?
Exactly.
It's part of why like the probability of rolling stats doesn't work. Like people love rolling stats, but the average, even accounting for the drop the lowest, just brings, I think it only brings up the average by +1 or +2. So like rolling 3d6 is average 11, and rolling 4d6 drop lowest, I think, is average 13, which means that 3 of your stats should be under 13 statistically. One of them is going to be probably 2 standard deviations lower, so you're starting to look at like a 7 potentially.
I've got 2 7s and a 5.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like even with like, a 4d6 drop the lowest and roll 4d6 one more time, you still would have had 2 really low stats. Like there's no way of saving you. What I normally do is I'll just say do point by, but you get more points because I want you to be heroic. And that's how I figure it out. Unless we're starting at like, unless you're actually like, teenagers. Like if you're 15, 16 years old, point by. None of you should have anything stronger than like a 15, and maybe a 17 at the absolute most because you are teenagers. Otherwise, like they're heroes. Give them more points. It's not going to break the game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's the thing though. I like, this is a conversation I was having with a friend of my partner's last weekend. Was at the end of the day, we have this problem where people are trying to build main characters for the party, and the party is the main character. You cannot come to the table with the focal point of the campaign because you have to split it with everybody. I don't mind the standard array. Having an 8 somewhere is good because it means there's something you can't do, basically. You have to rely on the party. Like, that feels good to me.
Yeah, but then you take a human being like me, Dylan, where there are no flaws whatsoever. There's just like, it's 14s across the board minimum. How can you account for something as perfect as I am?
You're an awful person.
Yes, but an awful perfect person.
I think that's also the thing that like
awfully perfect. Yeah.
D&D also feels like it's lying to you most of the time because it'll tell you perpetually that like, oh no, 10 is the average score for a person, and nothing you interact with has a 10 in anything. Monsters,
unless you're just like not getting the stats of like the shopkeep, right? But even then, they'll like it's always a retired adventurer. Right, like a level, because you can't just roll over the shopkeep. They have to be tougher than you, so you can't steal everything. So you never meet the average person.
That's true, because the party would just destroy them.
They'll just destroy them.
Right? Is like the party would also be more willing to accept having lower stats if everyone was kind of more average.
I would agree with that. If you made the world more,
because like if 10 is average and you are average, then in all likelihood, you're going to have less than 10 in half of your stats.
But here's the thing. Here's why they can't.
And you skew it up a little bit, but then you have people who are trying to like use their +2 to get rid of that 9.
There's a reason why those people aren't there. Because in a world with dragons and magic and things that emerge from the ground and eat you, they wouldn't survive.
But that's the thing.
Only the exceptional people would live.
Here's where you're wrong. Classes. D&D doesn't say the players are exceptional because of their innate power level, because of their ability scores. It also does that by way of that standard array.
Right.
But the thing that makes them exceptional is classes.
Yes.
Random shopkeeper does not have class levels. They have a D6 hit points. They have their standard array. They might have the bonuses from their background. That is it. That's where their character building goes.
They don't have the right job to get healthier.
Yeah, they don't have the right job to get healthier. They don't have the skills to fight. They don't know how to cast spells. And that's where the advancement lives in D&D, is most of the advancement is learning new abilities, becoming more capable that way.
New combat abilities.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's like, this is a weird world where you only learn things, or your things you only learn are valuable if they kill things. Otherwise, it'll effing matter. And there's no crossover whatsoever. Like, I don't care how good of a chef you become. You never advance as a human being.
I don't disagree that that's
a
bad way to do it if you're trying to model reality. And it's a problem with having hit points be correlated with experience. Because
hit points, I can hand wave. Like, if I have 50 hit points, it's because I've gotten good enough to dodge those lethal blows, but all that exertion wears me down, and then I make a mistake in the end. That I can totally understand. But like, I'm a baker forever, and I'm never like, that's it. I'm never any better.
But that's the thing, is like, that is not what the game is about. So you don't write that down. But if this was the way you were modeling reality, there would have to be a baker class, and you're now a 20th level baker, and you've like put the effort in, and you've learned all of these amazing French patisserie techniques, and you can turn things out faster, and you can turn them out en masse, you know.
Didn't there used to at least be like, wasn't there at least a civilian class?
Yeah, there were a couple of those, but all they were was giving you skill points, right?
Yeah, which is,
but that's the thing,
like
is
anything.
If you gave someone a civilian class equivalent in 5th edition, it would give you your starting proficiencies, probably 2 randoms, like a tool proficiency and 2 random skill proficiencies. And then your proficiency bonus would go out. But that is the equivalent.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I think they're honestly basically the same. It's like, if you want to build a level 20 baker and make them feel appropriate to 3.5.
I'm actively trying to make your pastry chef be effective here. I'm trying to help you.
I don't want a pastry chef to be effective, because the game's about murder, and that's not what a pastry chef does. I don't need them to be able to murder.
You could. What if you, but what
but
if
I like
you were,
the story of like, I was a pastry chef and I got shoved into this adventure and I'm mildly incompetent.
And now you're the pie man. Because if you take that feat where you can toss anything, the feat literally says
anything,
anything you pick up becomes a weapon. Okay. Now you just have a bunch of pies. And now you're the pie man. And now you're taking people down with pies.
Yeah, but that class doesn't give you any ability to like produce pies faster. It's produce pies well.
You just need one level of something, one level of prestidigitation or whatever. You just need something, a magic item, whatever. That's a simple thing. All it does is make pies. It's a ring that makes
but then
pies.
What's the point of making a baker out of this? If your ring makes the pies, then why are you a baker?
Well, that's a good point. Okay. Okay, well then
maybe a ring that makes space ingredients.
Yeah, yes, and then you got to just spend your long rest making pies. You just can't stand watch.
Yeah, or sleep.
You'll always be making pies.
Got a few levels
so you're like
of exhaustion,
a baker, right?
Going into every combat.
Right, so you're like a baker, right?
That is pretty realistic.
Okay. Amazing. So I changed a couple things up. Because my night agent begins with an expertise in either persuasion or intimidation.
Okay.
So I chose persuasion. And instead of doing my expertise from rogue and persuasion, I moved that expertise over to perception. So now I'm very perceptive.
Nice.
Which helps because my wisdom's -3.
I was going to say, if you define very perceptive for me. Yeah,
+1 at this point. And then instead of doing a one persuasion is one of my skills, that I started with as rogue, I went with acrobatics instead because why not?
This card does
stunts.
backflips. And by backflips, I mean it has a +5 to acrobatics, so it probably does a good somersault.
This goes over ramps and does like, flips and stuff. Why not?
Yeah.
So because of that, I've got that was one of my things from the Nightfell book. Now I'm looking at backgrounds to see kind of what backgrounds I can do. And there's a lot of good backgrounds in this Nightfell core book, which are really interesting. So I'm going to go with the Seeker of Hope background. So some individuals will never surrender in the face of despair and terror, drawing strength from their natural propension to spread joy and pursue peace, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But the important thing is I get a skill proficiency in performance or insight. I chose performance.
Nice.
And investigation or persuasion. I'm going to choose investigation. And I also get proficient in a musical instrument, and I'm going to choose car horn.
Yes. Do you have like hell yeah.
Yeah. And I can just play the songs that I want to play.
You can basically play any song that you can play in 8 notes. It's going to be one of those 8 notes.
And I would play this character completely straight, like total, like this was a normal person.
100%.
Like I'm in a party. I'm holding a martini in my like side mirror.
But you rolled the window down and let him put it in the cup holder.
Right.
Yeah. And just talking, schmoozing the crowd. Yep. Hey, let me play you a little song.
Every time you're like your mouth is on the front where the grill is. So you just got like one long straw going back to your own cup holder. And that's how you have a drink.
Yep. I love this character so much and hate them at the same time.
Important thing to point out. We've accidentally just made a Shadowrun party. We all recognize that, right?
We totally have. We would 100% have. Yeah. Yep. I'm the smuggler. You're the wheels. Yeah. 100%.
The weird smuggler musician as well. Like, you take this on to a bit of a punk turn, and suddenly you're a Shadowrun character.
Totally.
Like, totally. We've got a driver. We've got a decker lining up.
Yeah, it just has to be a digi saxophone, and then boom, that's the only. It's literally the only transition I need.
Mm-hmm. So I want to like homebrew this a little bit too, and say that passengers can be the whole party. Yeah,
because we're all getting in the car. Like that was never a question. I don't care what the rules say. We're all getting in the car. Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, I got shotgun. There's no question. I'm an elephant.
I feel like you guys are over here with your like whole backstory, and I'm still trying to like read this and understand what I'm trying to do here.
As far as like where I've gone for like my abilities, let me take a look at that. Hang on, while you're looking at that,
because it looks like I take like my like subclass, like the Sorcerer's Origin, right away at the beginning.
Yeah,
and it's just the book is confusing because it's like pick this at first level. Most of them give you something at 4th level, 6th level, and then it's like you scroll down into like one of them, and it's like at 2nd level, take this. I'm like, wait, what?
So wait a minute. Yeah, you have to go back. Yeah,
and then this one doesn't, like in the other book that I'm using, it doesn't outline levels for any of it. So it's like, do I take all of this, none of this, some of it? Like I don't.
This is again like. The only way to ever get this done is with D&D Beyond.
I know.
So
confusing.
As far as my bard, I picked College of Glamour. He is an entertainer. He is a performer. All eyes on me. Performance and persuasion are my 2 expertise skills. And for my feat, I picked actor. Thank you. Actor gives me an increase of my charisma score by 1, advantage on charisma, deception, and charisma performance checks when I'm trying to pass myself off as someone else, which would be hysterical as if I was just doing it as an elephant. If I was just like, no, I am not that person at all, with like a little fake mustache. But no, I can also alter self. So there's actually some sensibility to this. And I can mimic the speech of another person or the sounds made by other creatures.
Nice.
Yes. I like him quite a lot. As far as equipment, here's what I've done. We're fourth level, so we should have some magic, right? So I kept it in the greens. I didn't go past that. All I have given him is his normal starting equipment, a sling, and the green magical dusts. That's all he has. So he has dust of corrosion, dust
Dangerous.
of deliciousness.
Don't need it.
Dust of disappearance, dust of dryness, dust of sneezing and choking. Just the dust. No weapons, no armor, nothing else.
Just dust. Great.
I got some magic.
I got a hand axe, which is what you use to chop the
Nice.
wood to get the oven going.
Right? I have a rake because I need to rake the leaves in front of my human abode. It's funny that I took a horn as my instrument and you're a car.
I know. I'm one of your instruments.
You are.
It's fine.
I love it. I could play you technically.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a manual horn option in there.
I love it.
Oh man. Okay.
I would get in so much trouble if this was a podcast. 'Cause I would absolutely put in all this saxophone music that I have no rights to.
Mm-hmm. So one of the cool things about my character, the Night Agent archetype, is I get the embrace of the moon.
Nice.
So depending on the current lunar phase, I get different advantages. So during a full moon, I have advantage on perception, investigation, and insight checks.
Neat.
During an ascendant moon, the moon gives courage and resourcefulness. I have advantage on initiative checks and saving throws to avoid the frightened condition.
Yeah.
When the moon's descending, the moon preserves life. Your speed increases by 10 feet.
Ooh, hell yeah.
And you get a +1 bonus to all saving throws. And on a new moon, the moon hides you in shadows. You have advantage on stealth, sleight of hand, and deception checks.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep track of, but it's awesome. And also it's super realistic because the phases of the moon do affect car performance, and it's nice to see it finally statted out.
I know. It seems like
Exactly.
an absolute nightmare for a GM because you have to keep track of the phases of the moon and make your...
They're always going to be asking you, where's the moon? I don't know.
Or the fact that, like,
hang on.
is it call lightning
Get
that
the
has
calendar.
damage dice that are dependent on whether it's raining out? So every time I play with a druid,
Yes.
someone's like, hey, is it raining? Is it raining? Is it raining? Is it raining? Is it raining?
No.
I don't know. Did you cast control weather? Okay, then shut up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. No, it's always 68 degrees and sunny.
Man, I'm putting in so much effort to make sure that everyone in the party has something to do every session. Yeah, I forget sometimes that your one spell keys off of the rain for some reason.
I want to make a DM's screen, right? That doesn't have any of the rules on it. It just has, here's all these atmospheric things you should always think about. Here's the time. Here's your calendar. Here's the things that breathe some life into your world.
I think I have one of those.
Oh, really? I would love a link to that. That would be,
Yeah, I've got
amazing.
There was a table that I had rolled on when I tried running D&D once that had random weather effects depending on the region of the world you're in.
That's cool. I like that.
And I used that. I set up the first 10 days of play.
Yeah.
I said, day 1, this is the weather. And then it just went from there and kind of progressed from that.
That's
I
smart.
accidentally rolled tornado for one of the days.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well,
We didn't get to that in the
Right.
gameplay, but that would have been wild.
see, and you wouldn't really have thought about that any other way. I'm not just going to throw in a tornado, but what fun. That's great. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that. I see. I want I want an electronic DM's, a DM's aid that helps you tell stories more than it helps you roll numbers. I think that for the kind of storytelling people are doing online, that would be really helpful. But I'm not a programmer. And if I do anything else, Dylan will come to my house and beat me with a stick until I stop because I have other things to do.
Stop being so busy, Aram.
Yeah, no.
Come
Stay
on.
on track, Rob.
I will throw
I'm
you
working on it.
off the cliff.
You will. Of your wedding.
Do you have to be proficient with armor to have it bolted
Yes.
onto your body permanently?
It's so dumb, but I guess you would have to. I mean, I guess you have to have the right body type to have armor attached.
You are technically wearing it.
Yeah.
But I'm not utilizing it.
I mean,
I'm not moving correctly, and it is just
look, if you want to move around, yeah, you can take the armor you're not proficient in, that your body type wasn't built for. Sure.
I mean, what would happen? What happens when you use armor that you're not proficient in?
You're at disadvantage for
you're
things.
at disadvantage for
right?
like 16 things because D&D hates people.
Oh,
Yep.
that's annoying.
Because if you've not done it before and you're not good at it, you just like are incompetent.
So-
Those are the choices. I'm good at it or I'm completely incompetent and too stupid to figure it out.
So with 8 hours of work, your armor can be integrated into your body, so you can't take it off without 4 hours of work. Integrated heavy armor doesn't reduce your speed, and it imposes no disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Oh,
or
you can have
stealth
whatever
checks.
you
There's
want.
also,
Dexterity stealth
if
checks.
you wear armor that you lack proficiency with, you have disadvantage on any ability check, saving throw, or attack rolls that involve strength or dexterity, and you can't cast spells. You are weighed down and can't quite move properly, so anything you do that is
That's
physical,
annoying.
basically.
That's
It is.
annoying. That's fine. I can, at the very least, okay, so I can have my leather armor integrated with my body.
Leather
I guess
seats.
studded leather. Do we want to do like a little Mad Max aesthetic here with some studded leather integrated into my body frame? Because I think that would be kind of cool.
I like it. Very
and
Mad
I can
Max.
I
I feel like this whole episode has been Ryan making his character and everybody else being like, okay. Uh-huh. And like nobody else has like made any character decisions other than like our races.
I am a very, very suave smuggler, saxophone playing elephant.
Exactly. I've
know, I'm
seen
just
two
like-
very fleshed out characters here, and then a cart who is metal and
Filled with
plastic.
regret.
Like, I know you're making a baker. I just feel like Ryan is like making all of these like 8 million
no.
decisions.
Everybody's
or at least
making-
making them out
Yeah.
loud. And I'm like,
I just have a
Okay,
lot
fine.
of like stuff at the race level.
Yep.
And I say that with every pun intended.
I was aware it was a joke.
maybe that's why it feels like Ryan is taking this over. 'Cause I'm just like,
Because there's too many opportunities for
So
fun.
I think
like-
the way you fluff this is we just give you the AC bonus and the leather is your seats.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that would make
Yeah.
the most sense
You know,
to me.
that
Mhm.
plus 3 to your armor class is really just stain resistance because you don't have cloth seats.
That makes sense. We'll go with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
All right, and I can have up to 4 weapons integrated into my body.
Fun. A ram.
But
Right?
they can't. But it can't be a longbow or a short bow or a sling
Well, yeah,
or a
because
reach
that
weapon.
wouldn't make
Okay.
sense.
No, that would be completely ridiculous.
So-
Right.
so it's
Everything
gonna-
else is sensible. Right.
So it's going to be a crossbow
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Built on the hood.
and a rapier.
Hell yeah.
It's got to be
I don't know how that
a
works, but
thrusting weapon.
The rapiers. Well, okay, look.
Just pops out
So
the
there's
front.
a ram type weapon. So there should be like
Yeah.
a spear or something on the front, right? Some sort of thrusting thing where you ram into them. Then like blades that either pop out of the doors or are like attached to the wheels or something. So if you run alongside someone, you do the whole chariot thing where you just take them
oh,
out.
there you go. Yeah,
Right.
the I could have 2 rapiers.
Your,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
natural weapon is a 2d4, which is immediately better than anything that's dealing a d6 or less, and it's roughly equivalent to rolling a
Also
d8.
true.
So I'm thinking we have 2 heavy crossbows installed behind the headlights. Very James Bond.
Very James Bond.
And we don't worry about the rest of it so that later down the line we can install the oil slick and eventually the thing that's
Leave some slots open.
and then the thing that's going to fire the beads of fireball when we eventually install the rocket launcher.
Oh, there you go.
Or you're level 4. One of your magic items could be, what is that magic
Alchemy
item
jug.
that produces all the different liquids? The alchemy jug. There's an alchemy jug in your trunk.
The fact that I knew where you were
Yeah.
going before you got there was really disappointing to me.
It's because of our mutual love and respect.
It's
Dylan.
because I've been subjected to this for too long.
It's
Amazing.
also because I have tortured you.
Listen,
I'm trying to pick my 800 cantrips and spells, and
Oh yeah, you got to pick all that stuff, don't you?
and it's hard actually.
that's all right.
Now, I didn't know that Aram was going to be a performer, so I don't know if I should go with the Seeker of Hope anymore, but I do like the fact that I'm proficient with my car horn.
No, but the two of you
And
have
that
to
just
work together
tickles me.
sometimes.
That's true.
Also, let's be honest here. Your stats are so low that like
It doesn't
have
matter.
proficiency in whatever you want, bud.
That's true. I have a feature of bestowed joy.
I disagree.
The seeker of hope is always welcome in settlements.
This is a hell world.
Love this world. Suggested traits. All right, I'm going to roll up these traits because why not? 7. Personality traits. I do not easily give in to despair, but when it happens, I sink into a very deep sadness. Oh, that's a little too real right there.
Oh, you can be a depressed car.
Only when it happens. I'm usually fine. Everything's fine.
What are you rolling now? Your
Yep.
flaws and stuff?
No, traits, ideals,
God.
bonds, and flaws. Yeah.
And I also just don't want to look up what all these cantrips do.
You can usually guess by the names. Learning is for losers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Drop out of school, kids. Don't do a degree in physics.
Oh, this is a very depressed car. My ideals, false hopes, evil. In my heart, I know that hope is nothing more than palliatives and lies.
So this is a jaded secret agent.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, I play the part because, the truth is more depressing.
I legitimately think if we rebuilt this party in Shadowrun, it would be way more.
This is proof that D&D can do anything.
Yeah.
Even Shadowrun.
D&D can do
Because let's be
anything
honest, Shadowrun isn't doing Shadowrun so great either. So
That's very fair.
Okay. For my bonds, a priest from a small church gave me asylum one night when I was tired from my journey. I promise to repay his kindness when I get the chance. I like a good bond that has a pun in it.
That's basically half your character. Yeah.
I need 4 more cantrips on top of the 4 I already have.
Oh no, my character's the worst. I am terrible at bargaining, and I end up doing underpaid jobs or buying worthless items and paying their weight in gold.
I love
I'm
it.
such a bad spy.
You should have just like Chotskis all over your dash. Like the entire inside of the cars is
That's
full
why
of
we
them.
can't ride the car.
It's just full
Can
of
I throw out these
bobbleheads and little.
McDonald's containers? This is starting to gross. Like, no.
No.
No,
Those are collectibles.
Those are collectibles.
They're all in the same. It's like there's
I've
a
got the
bunch of
whole set.
McDonald's
No,
toys in the bag still.
that's the Jurassic Park limited edition cup. You can't throw that out.
I've got the special Happy Meal box that was only given out at one particular McDonald's
7 years ago.
7 years ago. It's got the original meal inside of it.
7 years ago.
Don't touch it. And it's still just as edible.
Okay, so you know 2 first level spells of your choice.
I'm saying I didn't get any magic, but you know what? I'm fine with that.
The spells known column on the sorcerer table shows when you learn more spells. Great. Oh, no wonder. It's like way past.
I love this. I love this ideal. For all my many lies, I place a high value on friendship. It's perfect.
You missed my sad car. So
Oh, no.
I know. So what did I roll? My personality trait, I do not easily give in to despair, but when it happens, I sink very deep into a very deep sadness.
Sure. A flat tire. Yep. Okay.
And then my ideals, false hopes, evil. In my heart, I know that hope is nothing more than palliatives and lies.
Oh, wow. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you're a car. So, sure. Yeah.
And especially when I'm not even an Aston Martin, but I believe I am.
Mm-hmm. You're a knockoff car. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
You're,
I don't even
you're
remember
built
what
on lies. Quite literally built on lies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like I'm just going to pick these spells based on
Yeah,
what they're
of
called.
course.
Yep.
And
That's fun. Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
No, do it.
Okay.
Honestly, we don't need to have every spell picked. We're not playing these things. Just need vibes.
You gotta know what you're capable of, right?
Yeah.
I'm
How
not
else-
picking
do the
that many
job,
spells because
Dylan.
I am not sitting here figuring out how many new ones I get at each level.
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
Especially with sorcerer when they come
Well, I mean-
naturally, right?
It's just however many the table says. At level 4, you know the level 4 slot.
That's true. So again, investigation. That's another one.
Yep. My 2 personality traits are that Nothing rattles me. I have a lie for every occasion. And I enjoy doing things others believe to be impossible.
Oh, but I also have this thing where you get to find a spell from a different class.
Right.
Great.
Yeah, make it a little bit more complicated. It's fun that way.
You can choose to replace one of your spells upon gaining source.
It says you can choose.
Spell must be chosen from the same class list. This is ridiculous.
It says you can choose. That means you can ignore it.
No, this is for like my subclass thing. You learn one cantrip and one first level spell from a different spellcasting class's list. They are considered sorcerer spells for you and don't count against your limit for sorcerer spells. No.
Oh, someone stole my ship and I burned to recover it. Yes, that is my bond. Yes. And my flaw is that lying is so reflexive that I just sometimes lie to lie for no reason whatsoever. I'll just lie.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
But I'm an elephant, so I never forget a lie.
What is a fun first level spell that I can take? Ready? Somebody say
Magic
something.
missile.
I'm sorry.
Cure wounds.
What?
Hold on. What's his word?
We all said something at the same time.
Color spray.
Wait, you can't cast Cure Wounds. Hang on. Wait,
I need one cantrip and one spell.
you're a sorcerer, correct?
Yes, but I have to pick it, from something else.
Mage hand
Oh, I see what you're saying.
and shield.
Mage Hand is not fun. No, Mage Hand is not fun. It is useful. She says
Very
it is not
useful.
fun. She specifically said, what spell is fun?
Poison spray.
Yeah, but
Try
sorcerer
to-
can
color
already
spray.
do mage hand.
Color
But I
spray is
can
fun.
already-
There we go. You found one.
But I can already do those ones.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Those are already sorcerer spells. They're all like almost the same. It just says pick something.
Right. I'm pulling up all the
Thornwhip.
cantrips now.
No, shillelagh.
Thornwhip's fun. Gust is fun. Because there's a lot of
Hail
stuff
thorn.
that if you can like get out of your face so it won't hurt you, that's a helpful thing.
Which one was that?
Gust, it makes just creates like a little blast of wind. Lightning lore is kind of neat because it's this weird spell of like you sink it into someone and then you pull them towards you. You're like, it's like your get over here kind of thing.
It's a 4th edition spell.
Yes, it is a 4th edition spell because it makes no sense whatsoever.
That makes sense. It controls motion. That's what 5th edition's all about. Right. It's moving people around to trigger more actions so that you can hit them more.
Fair enough. Mold Earth is kind of neat.
Oh yeah, that's got some good uses to it.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like a thematically fun thing. Mind Sliver, Minor Illusion are all fun.
What are those under?
Mind Sliver. Hang on, sorry, I'm gonna go back. Is under enchantment.
I don't know what class casts it?
Yeah.
Fair. Don't know. Doesn't say because of course that would be helpful.
Okay. I said.
Because I think they have to both be from the same one. The cantrip and the first level.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm scrolling through and seeing what sounds interesting.
From the druid list, shillelagh and jump.
Mm-hmm.
Jump up real high. Come down. Hit him with a big stick.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Love it. Done.
Jump
It's
is
a
a
Mario
lot of fun.
combo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And jump. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and pick spells for real. This is ridiculous. I can't read that much. There's not enough Adderall in the world. I do like that at first level you can spend 1 sorcery point to cast Detect Evil and Good. And this ability is Detect Fiends, even though I am one. So
Yeah.
hopefully it still works on.
Detect me's.
You just
Other
got to not have
people.
your hands in front of you so they don't like glow too bright.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The spell is just a mirror.
You learn 1 language of your choice. And gain proficiency in 2 of the following skills. Blah.
Amazing. Wow. I think I'm done with my character.
Okay.
I think I can. My languages. I can read, write, and speak Common as well as Rev.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a language.
I know.
Oh, he's angry today.
It's probably like a Morse code sort of.
Yeah.
Like a long rev, short rev, sort of dashes.
Bunch of honks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh Lord, what a wild character type.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a whole speech pattern based on the Doppler effect.
I want to do this. I want to do this again as a magical girl too.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I don't. I think
This
this
is
is
so
enough
many-
D&D for the rest of my life.
He could be a magical girl car.
I wish you could multi-class.
Be amazing.
Seriously. Why is the half of something always assumed to be half human, half whatever?
That doesn't make any sense either. Also,
Exactly.
why is it always possible? Like, I mean, if like half orcs clearly came from something, but sometimes half orcs were just made out of magic and mud. And like, why can they mate with human beings? Like, why can elves that literally walked out of trees mate with human beings? Why is that even possible? So I don't know.
This is the thing we keep coming back to. The reason species can't interbreed is because they're too genetically dissimilar. So the actual underlying reasoning is based on genetics in a world where conservation of energy does not hold.
Yes, but I'm sorry. I don't care, because in this world that conservation of energy does not hold, okay, you still can't, have a baby with a horse. I'm sorry, but the thing that walked out of the tree that's all tree doesn't have sex with people. At least it can't produce a baby. There's just no way.
But if they are races of humanoid, the sort of implication is that the actual species is humanoid. And then you have orcs.
Right, but that's just human arrogance. That's just us centering ourselves. That's all it is.
Yeah, you can interpret the way that the book was written however you like, the fact that it's the word humanoid. But but if you interpret all D&D books that way, if they were written by humans for humans, from that perspective, they make a lot more sense. Well, I'm going to blow your mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
All the D&D books?
I know
they were written by humans.
I know. I know that, Dylan. But I'm saying, I'm saying that Dylan. I know that, Dylan. I'm saying that if this world had goblins and orcs and dragons and D&D, but a D&D book was written, it'd be written for humans in a world that had other creatures. And yes, I realized they probably wouldn't write a D&D book for a world that was D&D.
You say that, but how many weird historical RPGs exist? They never succeed because they're specifically for people who are going to just play war games anyway.
But that analogy does work. That analogy would have to be like if games existed, if game mechanics were real, and they're not. Like that's how that analogy would work. Like it would be like there are still superhero comics in a world with superheroes. That's what I'm saying.
Is like if goblins and orcs and everything still existed, we would still wind up with something like D&D.
Oh sure, yeah. I guess we would. Just because it'd be like modern. Yeah, we do we invented D&D and then someone was like, what if we made D20 modern? And it was a bad idea.
That was my first RPG.
The fact that you're here is a miracle.
Yeah. I know. That's what I always say too.
The D20 modern could be done right.
If it was...
My armor class is 13.
Nice. So you're kind of bulletproof. Question. If I'm sitting inside you, is my armor class 13?
No. You would probably count as partially hidden.
You would have to go through the windshield first.
Yeah, you would go through the partially hidden rules.
Partial cover,
right?
Plus like 2 AC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, partial cover. Yeah.
I'll take that. That's great.
Can anybody take any background? Is that?
Yeah,
I just took a background from a different book.
I took Baker as a background.
Because I was going to take maybe one from like the Nightfell book because I feel like I'm like bored.
Yeah, go for it. Nightfell has a lot of good backgrounds in it.
Yeah, I like this book.
I have taken Smuggler an inordinate amount of times because I have a secret fantasy of being a smuggler. I really do.
Oh, yeah. I'm for sure going to go with this one called Touched by Evil.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Explain.
You'll touch her.
It's Touch by Evil.
Why? No, but is there a description? I'm sorry.
At some point, you were touched.
Explain why I picked it, and I was like, I don't.
Okay, so touch is when two things come into contact.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's evil what you do on a regular basis.
Let's see. The ones who are most scarred by by what the darkness brings, however, are those who have seen what happens when the darkness comes into the light. I feel like this is very descriptive of this like particular setting, and I don't care. I just like that it's called Touched by Evil. Honestly,
it's really good.
Yeah.
It's the anti-touched by an angel.
Right.
That's the other one.
I hated that show, so I was going to take this. All right. Let's see. So my personality trait I rolled. I tend to get attached easily and look for solid bonds to compensate for my loss.
Neat.
Love people who are compensating for something.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm right there. As far as spells, I chose my cantrips are Friends, Minor Illusion, and Prestidigitation. All good things for a, entertainer.
Prestidigitation is probably one of the most like utility-worthy cantrips out there.
100%. Also for a smuggler, it's the look over there cantrip,
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Ryan.
Yeah.
My ideal is yearning, evil.
Ooh.
Darkness has charmed me, and I yearn to acquire more of its power.
Ooh.
That's not me at all, though.
I thought you were just yearning for evil.
Yeah.
As far as my first level spells, I have Disguise Self, which, frankly, as a giant elephant person and a smuggler, probably comes in handy.
Yeah.
Sleep, which is real handy because you don't want to kill people. You just need the 15 minutes to get away. And Thunderwave for when all of that doesn't go well. And then I also have Enthrall, perfect for an entertainer, right? Or to keep everyone's attention while the boat leaves. Hold Person, just stay right there, leave. Locate Object, find the thing. Silence. Now this is fun because this doesn't have any practical effect, really. Because the only reason he has silence is so when he's doing a performance and someone won't shut up, he goes, silence! And then continue the performance. And that's
so I have for cantrips, Light, Mending, and Thaumaturgy. For first level spells, I have Detect Poison and Disease, Create and Destroy Water, Purify Food and Drink, All Business.
Jesus.
Guiding Bolt and Shield of Faith, because the first level cleric spells are kind of boring. I also automatically get Bless and Cure Wounds because Life Cleric. And then at second level, I have also Hold Person and Locate Object, and also Silence for a different reason. It's because I hate you.
Just whoever can get it off first.
I really do not know how I fit into any of this.
I'm pretty sure that's
disappointment.
How did we all?
You'll be the audience analog.
Oh, the fanfic's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like did we make characters?
I think we made characters.
I think we're done enough.
What is your Vroom's name? Did you pick a name?
Oh,
yeah,
names.
Nat, right.
Oh, no.
N-A-T-T.
Every time Nat rolls up, the doors pop open. Get in me, losers.
Yep, that's the Night Agents 2000. The Night Agents 2000. You know what? She, her pronouns.
Yeah.
As well. Got to get that alluring.
It's a femme fatale car.
Femme fatale.
Right.
Femme fatale.
It's a car with eyelashes.
I got to be. Gosh, I haven't picked an alignment at all. But
well, no, you just have to be aligned.
Chaotic. Right. Chaotic. Neutral.
Neutral seems right for a car.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Wow. It just keeps going.
Just like a
Unlawful drive.
I've got a very
neutral would seem
very chaotic drive.
But like cars like follow, like, I mean, they're machines. They follow, well, but you're not a machine. You're just a machine looking thing.
Yeah, it looks like a
But
machine.
if you want to continue to be on the road, you do need to be lawful.
This is true.
Actually, rules as written, the alignment. Vrooms disobey laws when they can get away with
everybody
doing so.
speeds a little bit.
Sure.
Using their physical differences as justification for their behavior, they tend to be chaotic neutral.
Yeah, that's really accurate. That you hate how real that is.
The fact that the sentence was using their physical differences as an excuse they try to get away with behaving differently. Yeah, no, I feel like that has some disgusting implications.
I do too.
I
And I
agree.
feel like it's exactly what happens when people get inside cars. I feel like it is exactly
I'm a little more
what
concerned
happens.
that like someone
But
wrote
yeah.
that in a book.
I am too.
But yes, that is how drivers behave.
Because they're big, therefore but yeah, I mean, I guess it could have said in place of that, because they can crush you under their giant 3,000 pound wheels. Maybe that would have helped. Yeah. It's hard to think about your feelings as you're going through the wheels.
Right. I mean, you can kind of see that this was made before the alignment upheaval at Wizards, right?
Totally. Totally.
Because you're making 450 plus like character race options, right? And you have to do an alignment box of text for every single one of those, right?
They could have saved a lot of time. Yeah.
So we took all these characters from all these different supplements. What sort of world does this make?
Okay, so first of all,
in this world, smuggling exists.
Would never do this.
And drones.
Ever.
Agreed. It's hard.
It's really hard. Yeah, like it's really hard.
Without the tools like D&D Beyond, D&D is very difficult to get going.
And realizing these characters would be like nigh unplayable too, because like I would have to have like a bunch of different books open. Like thankfully, like with my iPad, like I just like copied and pasted like blurbs from every book, and like so my character sheet is like 10 pages long with all my stuff.
So but, I mean, honestly, this we said it before. We made Shadowrun, right? This is a cyberpunk dystopia.
Is it?
Right?
I mean, I guess I have like sort of
a weird digital demon.
That's true.
We have a car in our party.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. A sentient car.
You're basically Alexa is your character.
Well, I mean, yes, because that's the name I was going to pick.
You are also evil.
Because even though I picked this like sorcery school that's like Blood of the Lost from this book called Planet Apocalypse, which I really love, by the way.
Nice.
Yes, the rest of you are playing a very different game than what I was having over here. So, yes.
If it makes me money, I'm on board.
Well, but like,
Well, I mean, this is like medieval cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So not like skyscrapers and whatnot, but like digital castles.
It's iron punk is what it is.
Yeah. But like with computers and cars.
No, but it's not.
It doesn't have. I like the neon aesthetic applied to medieval times.
Yeah, I do too. Like that.
That sounds amazing.
That does sound super cool.
Here's the thing, though. This is the absolute extreme of the thing we brought up several times. What we arrived at is a party that if you rebuilt in Shadowrun would be completely reasonable. Except for you, Ryan, you would have to build a guy who plugs into his car as opposed to just straight up is the car, but that would immediately, like, it dovetails real nicely.
Well, not necessarily, though, because there are so many, like, cybernetic enhancements, and there are, like, parts of those stories where it's like people have replaced so many parts of themselves that they are not themselves
having
anymore.
Someone who functions
and
as,
so
like,
there is the potential.
Who is entirely digital and maybe has, like, a humanoid-looking avatar so they can show up in the office building scenes and then takes control.
Right.
But that's like, you're working in the same ballpark, right? But at the end of the day, if you're trying to build this in D&D, it is incoherent. And the thing you have to just accept on that one is like not building a world around this party, picking a world to drop this party into, and then just taking the party as an axiom. The party exists. This is the truth. And this is what we're dealing with, folks.
And whatever that means is what that means. So, okay, I want to know how many books we used. I know this isn't really technically our discussion episode. Do we want to save this for our discussion episode? We can talk about the rest of this.
We can talk about it in the discussion.
We'll wrap this up and then do
some math on that too.
Yeah. Well, thank you both so much for joining us and for still being here at the end of these episodes, especially you, Dylan. I really thought you were going to walk away at some point.
You have heard.
Thank you for making maybe D&D characters
heard what
with
I
us.
deal with on our podcast. This was fun.
It's great. It's great.
Honestly, it was a delight.
It was. Do you both want to remind everybody where they can find you online and plug any projects that you feel like plugging?
So, in case you forgot, my name is Dylan, and you can find me on Kill Every Monster. You can follow the podcast at KEM Podcast on Twitter, or me at DJ Malenfant.
Yes, and my name is Aram Vartian. You can find everything I do at my website, aram.gay, which I pay an exorbitant fee to keep every year, and I don't care. I'm going to keep paying it.
Please find us on Patreon so that Aram does not go bankrupt keeping his goofity website extension.
Stupid URL name. You can find me on Twitter at Aram Vartian. You can find the show, as Dylan said, at KM Podcast, and everything about the show at killeverymonster.com.
Wonderful. Well, again, thank you both for being here with us. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. If you are still here after these episodes, applause to you.
It's real commitment, folks. Real
Showing
commitment.
up to episode 50, Series 50, and we're going to kill the show.
Series 50. We can only go up from here, so it's fine.
Yep.
Anyway,
we tried to bury you. You could only go up from here.
We did it to ourselves. It's okay.
It's true.
Please join us on the next episode for our probably very enlightening discussion block. Call to action.
Yeah, like that.
Dungeons and Dragons is a game that people can play, and you can add all sorts of things.
Just about anything.
All sorts of things to it to make it whatever you want, I guess.
Or don't want.
or don't.
No, I think that this was a really interesting thought exercise. I'm excited for our discussion when we kind of have to get into it and figure out how to make all of this work, which, dear listeners, we have not actually recorded yet. So I don't know how it goes.
Yeah.
But it was a fun thought exercise to just say, like, there's all of this stuff out here for a game. Like, how do we make it work?
Exactly.
And I think, we learned in our last episode that in a lot of ways it doesn't.
But in so many ways it does. Like, I would have a blast playing this bizarro world D&D, honestly.
Yeah, I think you have to have the right GM. You have to have like buy-in from everybody.
Yeah, if you're going to be mixing this much, it cannot be serious.
Yeah, I mean, and I'd just be interested to see like how difficult it is to run something like this. How it is, which is the variety of feats and things that we end up with.
I mean, if I were a DM, I would have my character, my Vroom act as a centaur. If a character was a centaur player character, like in a traditional game, right? They count as large creatures, just like the car, and they're heavier, just like the car. And I'm sure they have difficulties climbing, just like a car. All sorts of things like that.
That's another example of like one of those having to make up your own rules to make things work.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So
I mean, it's a lot of fun, but goodness gracious, it can go places if you just randomly throw supplements at it, like we discovered.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
I'm excited to like really break it down with them though and see what their thoughts are as people that run this kind of game.
Absolutely. But before we let you go for the week, we do have just a few calls to action.
First, today is the last day, we think, to get your questions in for our Q&A episodes. We are hoping to record them tomorrow, if you're listening to this on the day it comes out. So please drop your questions in our form at questions.charactercreationcast.com so we can answer them on the show.
If you are desperate to hear more from us, consider backing the One Shot Network Patreon at patreon.com/oneshotpodcast. You can get access to the Secret Archive, which will have several episodes from us and other shows on the network. Watch that feed if you loved our Marvel episodes and want to hear our souls shatter just a little bit more. It's the game that keeps on giving.
It's true.
But also consider saving some of your money because
coming up on Monday, May 16th, it's Miracle Monday, where Jeff Stormer is going to be hosting a superhero-themed stream on the One Shot Network Twitch channel. We teamed up with Jeff and John from System Mastery to record an actual play that will be part of the stream. We're not sure what time yet, but we'll keep you posted once we know. But we did that using our characters that we created in Marvel Superheroes back in Series 49. So the stream will have a bunch of great superhero content, all in the name of getting donations for Trans Lifeline. So it's going to be great content for a great cause. And you can find all of that next week, Monday, May 16th at twitch.tv/OneShotRPG.
Absolutely. And hey, we have one review to read. I'm very excited.
I know, I just found this out. I typed up the notes at the beginning and said we didn't have any reviews, but surprise, people that stayed to the end, you get a bonus.
Yeah.
Because apparently Ryan just informed me we do have one review.
Yes. So this one is from Podcast Addict. And I apologize. I'm probably going to butcher this name because it's all put together. Kender Adling Efara? Something like that. Sure. Posted back in April. A loving, sometimes love-hating, enthusiastic, and really entertaining exploration of different TTRPGs. Ryan and Amelia have a lovely dynamic and skillfully includes their guests in their creative shenanigans. Truly recommend a listen to this chaos of creativity, puns, and necromancer plus magical girl team-ups.
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
And the use of shenanigans, for those listening, probably my favorate word.
It's a great word.
It is such a fantastic.
It is incredibly useful.
Uh-huh.
We don't give that word enough credit.
We do not.
So A+ on you.
Absolutely.
For working that word in there.
I appreciate that. So that's all that we have for reviews, though. So if you want to help out and give us a review and make us feel amazing and use words like shenanigans more often, please consider leaving one. We would love to read it here on the show like we just did. You can leave one on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, and Facebook. There might be other places. If you find one, let us know because we tried looking. And goodness gracious, there's not many anymore. So you can also join our Discord at discord.charactercreationcast.com and chat directly with us.
Yes. That's it for our calls to action. We were super on point with both our opening and our closing today. Yeah. So A+ for us.
Absolutely.
As I said before, as of this recording, we haven't actually wrapped up this discussion episode. We are recording that this weekend. So I can't give you any hints about what's to come because I don't know. It's a secret even to me. But I'm guessing it'll be pretty great. Yeah. Especially when we try to make all of this fit together.
Honestly,
into a thing.
The discussion throughout the series has been phenomenal, and I cannot wait to hear what we have for the discussion for this whole series. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Stay tuned for that.
And I hope you are too. Until then, have a great rest of your week, everyone. Please stay safe, drink some water, relax those shoulders, probably still wear a mask, vaccinate, and most importantly, keep making those amazing people. We'll see you next time.
Character Creation Cast is a production of the One Shot Podcast Network and can be found online at www.charactercreationcast.com. Head to the website to get more information on our hosts, this show, and even our press kit. Character Creation Cast can also be found on Twitter at CreationCast or on our Discord server at discord.charactercreationcast.com. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Bolter, and I can be found on Twitter at Lord Neptune or online at lordneptune.com. Our other host, Amelia Antrim, can be found on Twitter at Ginger Reckoning. Music for this episode is used with a Creative Commons license or with permission from the podcast they originated from. Further information can be found within the show notes. Our main theme music is Hero Remix by Steve Combs and is used with a Creative Commons license. This podcast is owned by us under Creative Commons. This episode was edited by Ryan Bolter. Further information for the game systems used and today's guests can be found in the show notes. If you'd like to leave us a rating or review, we have links to various review platforms out there, including Apple Podcasts, in our show notes. Also, Check the show notes for links to our other projects. Thanks for joining us, and remember, we find that the best part of any role-playing game is character creation. So go out there and create some amazing people. We will see you next time.
Now we gotta read some show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs. Character Creation Cast is hosted by the One Shot Podcast Network. If you enjoyed our show, visit oneshotpodcast.com, where you'll find other great shows like System Mastery.
System Mastery is a delightful stroll through the history of role-playing games. Except the games are terrible, and the hosts are real jerks about everything. Join hosts Jeff and John as they explore the weirdest games ever made to talk about what worked, what went wrong, and which Silverhawk was the best. It was Hot Wing, don't even add us. Find their shows at systemmasterypodcast.com or oneshotpodcast.com.
Finally,